My name is Ayoma Janice Kamensu, a financial literacy champion, and here we talk all matters personal finances. In this video, we'll be talking about some cognitive biases or money biases that affect us in our decision making when it comes to money. If you like this kind of content and you're new here, subscribe. Welcome. Cognitive biases are studied mostly in psychology, which are, I would say, behaviors, systemic behaviors or thought process that affects the human brain, which makes human beings make decisions based on their experiences or their preferences. So it makes you not be objective. And because money and how we think about money, what we do with our money is very, very much tied to our emotions and our psyche, it is very important to learn some of these biases so that you know when to avoid them. So the first bias that I'm going to talk about is what we call the ostrich effect. Now, how it shows up is you don't want to receive or you don't want to deal with negative information. So like the proverbial ostrich, you bury your head in the sand and you ignore all that information. So for example, you don't want to go through your bank statement because maybe you know you've not been doing a good job with managing your money, so you avoid at all looking at your bank statement. Well, that does not solve the problem that you have not been managing your finances well. So even if you bury your head in the sand, it still affects you. So the way to overcome this is just to know that for the only way you can change is if you do something about that situation. So don't bury your head in the sand, don't be an ostrich. Just make sure that you're dealing with whatever comes up so that you know when to correct. The other bias that I want to talk about is what we call the anchoring bias. The anchoring bias is where we tie our decisions based on the first information that we received, especially like if you saw a figure. Say when you're going for shopping, maybe you're shopping for a fridge, you're shopping for a shoe, you're shopping for whatever. So the first figure that you see, you anchor it in your mind. So if you see a cheaper one, you think you console yourself, it's cheaper than what I had seen first. And you think you're saving. Whereas maybe there are many other options that you could explore, that you shouldn't anchor your decision on that one figure that you saw. For example, and this is used mostly when people are, like most marketers use this tactic. So where they say, the before and after. So they say before the sale, it was this amount and now it is this. So it gives you the illusion that this thing is cheaper. Yeah. And so you buy based on that anchor that it is cheaper and I'm getting a deal out of it. Whereas maybe there are many other options that you could, have, but you don't explore them because of that anchoring bias. Yeah. The other bias that affects our finances is what we call the herd mentality, where we want to base our decisions based on what other people are doing. And advertisement, all these marketing gimmicks use a lot of that in getting you to buy stuff. So they show you people who are already enjoying that, whatever they are. If it's a holiday, they show you what, this is the life, yeah. Or they show you someone wearing this or driving this car, yeah. And because you want to behave like other people, that herd mentality, once you make decisions based on that. You don't do your own due diligence, you don't do your own investigation, you don't even consider if you really need it. You just go ahead because everyone is doing it. So it may make you buy things that you do not need. You go to most people's houses most of us, we have a lot of junk. You bought something because of that hard mentality, but you don't really use it. You bought a yoga mat that you'd never use, but because you saw this person and you bought into that hard mentality. The other bias I would want to talk about is what you call the loss aversion bias. So in this bias, you want to avoid losses. This one keeps you from growing your income. It keeps you from trying new things because you just want to avoid making any losses. It makes you stay in one job because you do not want to lose this job. You are afraid that if you lose this job, you will not get another one, or your next employer will not be better. So even if there's another opportunity, a better opportunity, you can't try it because of this loss aversion bias. Also, if you have this loss aversion, it will make you not want to invest in many investment vehicles because you're afraid of losing your money, and you don't grow your wealth because of this bias. The other bias I would want to talk about is what is called hyperbolic discounting. So this is where you prioritize instant gratification over long-term gain. So you want to buy something today without thinking about how that financial decision is going to affect you in future. So you want to spend all your money today on shoes or on clothes or on things that you don't really need. You want to spend money on wants without thinking how those financial decisions you're making today are going to affect you when you don't have any savings, when you're not investing, when you retire and you're not liquid at all. Yeah, so you need to get over that and just know that this concept of you only live once. No, it is your life and you don't know how long you need to live here, so you need to make better financial decisions. So the last bias I would want to talk about is what you call the status quo bias or the status quo effect. And this is where you do not want to change. You want to maintain the status quo. You buy brands because that is all you know. So even if a more affordable brand comes into the market, you cannot try it because you believe that that is the best brand. You live in a certain place because you do not want to change the status quo. Maybe the expenses associated with living in that place are high. Maybe you may need to move to another neighborhood where you may have more savings. It's because you want to maintain the status quo. You don't change, and it affects your finances in a negative way. So it's good to have a flexible mind. Yeah, just do research. Try new things, try new places if it's going to have a positive impact on your financial journey.